Hello, hello. We are two Phat Lads. I'm Jamie.
And I'm Zam, and welcome to our podcast. This is our first ever episode, so we thought we'd give you a nice breakdown of who we are, as well as what this podcast is going to be about and why we started. So, first up on the agenda, what is Two Phat Lads, Jamie? What is this podcast?
That's just a couple of Phat Lads talking about food and dining and stuff we enjoy.
So, what are we going to be covering? Are we going to be covering the latest food topics?
Yeah, we'll be covering latest food topics, trends, and just our general dining experience places, good and bad.
You're going to expect to hear some beautiful rants from the pair of us as we go on through this journey. Trust me, there's a lot of good and a lot of bad stories to do in the food industry that we've both been in terms of being consumers.
We'll also cover some food creators and people in the industry.
Nice. We'll also aim to bring you interviews from people in the actual food industry, as well as like home cooks and stuff like that of that nature, to give you guys some nice tips and perspective on how you can make these delicious treats at home or improve your diet. So I hope you guys stick around and listen to what these two Phat Lads have to say about everyone's favourite subject, food. So maybe we should talk about how we met. Do you want to tell that story, Jamie?
Oh, well, it was a long time ago.
That it was.
We used to work in a retail store together.
Oh, yes. Good times in that retail store.
We spent many a lunch break talking about our food and what our partners probably made us.
Oh, yes.
Or when they didn't make us anything, we had to go and get our own food.
Sad times. Yeah, we've just always been into food, and
sort of the thing that's kept us talking, really, isn't it?
Yeah, I believe so. Yeah, that and cars. I still remember the time after you fixed my car. I think we did brake discs. Do you remember when I snapped that bolt off the brake caliper?
Yeah. I couldn't believe that.
And then what did we have? We had Pizza Hut, but we had like the vegan pepperoni.
Yeah, surprising that one.
Oh, that was delicious. That actually tasted like the real deal. Not that I've had it, but I've had like the halal version of those meat pieces and what have you. But it tasted bloody good, man. I still remember that. It was flipping cold as well. Like the day was freezing.
Yeah, we never really chose to do cars in the warm, did we?
No. I don't think our cars gave us a choice half the time, did it? Bloody cars. I moved to Essex. Was it about 10 years ago now? I would say 10 or 11 years ago. And then Jamie was like the first proper mate I made around here. Once we started in retail, both being Muppets in retail.
That's it. It's a good place to learn, I think.
Yeah. Do you remember that cleaner on the little machine, and then you had to go on it?
That was good times.
Still got the clip of that one.
He's also the person who stole all the food when I had my leaving party.
No way.
And all the little cookies and cakes and stuff, and he just took the lot. No concern for anyone else.
No way. Did he actually?
Couldn't believe it. And then when I confronted him about it, he said, no, I didn't. And then when I went and looked, his car's full of all the cakes and biscuits I brought.
That reminds me of we had a colleague. I think this was after you left, and the bosses, they brought in like pizza and pastries. He took the whole box of pastries home for his family. He got caught on the way out, but no one took it off of him. He just carried on strolling into his car.
That was how we got rewarded in pizzas and pastries.
Yeah. Pay rises. Oh gosh, what happened there?
No pay rises.
No pay, no, just pizza parties. And what was it, a box of celebrations every Christmas, I think?
Yeah. And a badge if you're lucky.
Well, like a Blue Peter badge, yeah. We're showing our age now.
Speaking of vegan pizzas and stuff like that,
Mm-hmm.
I did do vegan for a year, and some of the stuff out there is actually really decent.
Oh, you'll have to tell us more about that in future episodes, mate.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's brilliant. Oh yeah, I completely forgot you went vegan for a year.
it was sometimes a struggle with a family and that when you're the only one eating vegan stuff, but everyone was pretty supportive of it, apart from my brother.
Uh, what is he just chowing down meat in front of you?
Yeah, pretty much. Just
Tastes like
yeah,
pain.
yeah. He wasn't the most supportive of it, but no, it did definitely open my eyes to what is out there,
Do you
and I
feel?
wouldn't be turning my nose up at anything new now. I'd
Yeah,
definitely be trying new things, and yeah, where before I'd probably be like, oh, I'm not eating vegan stuff or I'm not eating that.
yeah.
Where now I'd definitely give stuff a go.
Oh, that's good.
Because some of it was even better than the meat alternatives.
Yeah, I think I did a job up in Yorkshire. I think it was like last year, and they had like I think it was like a vegan burger, but I swear to God, it tasted so damn good. You could almost think that it's like real chicken or real meat. It tasted
Yeah,
really good. I don't know
yeah,
what
it's crazy.
they've made huge advancements in like making vegan food and all that.
Yeah, definitely.
So that will lead us into our next topic. Why are we starting this podcast, Jamie? What's making us do this now after so many years, if not near on a decade of friendship? Why now?
Not too sure. I think it's I've always wanted to do a podcast, but not really known anyone that wants to do it as well, or not really had the topic to talk about.
Yeah.
So having food in common with you and with your background of editing and filming and that with the
Yes.
cars, it seemed quite a good match to start one.
Because with myself is because of the current circumstances, not having as much time to go out and shoot and edit and all that lovely good stuff. I just didn't want my skills to go to waste. And then was it? We had this conversation like 2 months ago, and then
Hmm.
you was like, "Oh, I've always wanted to do a podcast." I was like, "Oh, this can put my skills to use as well as improve on speaking and learn a bit more about food." Because as much as I'm a foodie, I know you're more of a foodie than I am, right? So this would be a great journey for both of us.
Yeah, it would definitely be a good learning curve for both of us.
Absolutely.
Never know, we might even start a YouTube channel where we can teach each other to cook.
Oh God, I've never. Yeah, I can't really cook, so yeah, that'll be for some hilarious clips when I start burning everything. It will just taste like sadness and suffering.
which is for good viewing to view that kind of stuff.
Yeah, I think, like you said earlier, food is like the one thing that really brings us all together. It's actually it's a very universal subject, to be honest with you.
Yeah, in all cultures, religions, everything, food is always you always sit around a table and have dinner and stuff,
Yeah,
special occasions, Christmases and all that.
yeah,
So
yeah. I
it's
definitely
always
agree there.
a good subject to talk about because everyone can relate.
Those are bloody good stories there, man. Especially when it comes to like the festive period or any sort of big special occasion. There's always some
Yeah,
comedy with food. I feel like them two do tend to go hand in hand for like very memorable dining experiences. I think one of the great things about starting this podcast is we'll actually get to catch up a lot more with each other because as it is when you become adults, you don't really have much time for anything else.
yeah, definitely. It's when you're younger, you've got all this time and don't know what to do with it. And then when you get older, you don't have all the time, but you don't know what you want to do with it.
Nah, exactly that. And you get super tired by like 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock, and you sort of discover that aging is no longer a concept. It's a real thing. So how often do you think we can pump out these podcasts? Do you think, Jamie, for the two fat lads?
I'd like to try and get one a week for
Yes.
our beloved viewers.
Yeah, I'd like to get one out at least once a week. That'd be really good if we can do that. But we
Yeah,
know that,
so
yeah.
we'll try and commit ourselves to that.
Yeah, anything else to add? Do you think? Anything else we want to say?
Um, I think just a quick recap on stuff that we might be talking about on the podcast.
Yeah.
Like topics and that, or if anyone's got any topics they want to send in for us.
Absolutely, because we'll be putting these on YouTube as well as the podcast app. It's off of Spotify, isn't it? So it's called like Podcasters.
But yeah, I think we'll do like favourite takeaway episodes,
Yeah,
nostalgic foods, budget meals, anything.
There's a lot to talk about. And then my personal
so
favourites are going to be like the rants. I love ranting.
sometimes you need to get it out. Can't just keep bottling it out.
No. And like you said earlier today, I completely forgot you went vegan for a year, so that would make for a cracking episode. Me being Muslim, you know, since veganism, it's become, is that a word? That is a word, isn't it?
Veganism.
Is that a word? Or am I just making stuff up?
Yes,
but ever since like a lot of people have, you know, expanded to becoming vegan and trying vegan, there's a lot more options for me available wherever I go, like in terms of going to the supermarket or fast food or restaurants. So you don't just have to sit.
It even gives yourself options.
You don't just have to sit there having a salad.
Yeah, especially you fillet of fish.
Fillet of fish. I shall have a fillet of fish. I hope you guys enjoy what we have to talk about, what we have to discuss. We're going to try and get some people that we can interview, offer more perspective, and it'll just be more fun for everyone as well, because they'll have like real life experience in the industry. I think that about sums it up for this episode. What do you think? Our very first pilot episode.
Yeah, just a quick hello, who we are, what we plan to do, things we plan to talk about, and yeah, we'll see you in the next podcast of the Two Fat Lads. Thank you for listening to our first ever podcast of the Two Fat Lads with me, Jamie,
and myself, Zan.
It's been a pleasure, and we'll catch you in the next one. Like and subscribe to our podcast.
Bye-bye. That sounds fruity. See you on the next one, people. See you on the next one.
Bye.